one of the questions people wanted to know was your what do you think about AI in music production? But I actually know that you use AI in every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Like, how do you view AI and how do you use AI? What are your thoughts about it? It's a very hot topic for all of us.
It is. It's
Yeah.
really interesting. I guess I'm still kind of figuring out how I feel about it. I feel lots of things
Mm.
about it. Because, like, personally speaking, it's made me, I don't know what number, at least 2 times, maybe 3 or 4 more effective because I can.
Wow.
I'll give you an example. So Loopy Pro 2 has this new thing where you can select more than one. You can select multiple items on the canvas and then resize them as a group. You used to have to do it
Ooh, I
one by
didn't know
one.
that.
Oh, it's so much better. It's so good. And yeah, it used to just be one element at a time. I didn't mean it for it to be like that forever. It was just like when you've got 10,000 things to work on, you pick and choose, right?
Right.
Um, I don't really have to pick and choose so much anymore. So one day I was like, because GPT, which is what I use, it's been steadily getting better and better. And I was like, I think it's up to the task of figuring out how to do this for me. And so I would just give it the code that controls that part of things, and I would say, look, I wanna do multiple selections for this. Can you write a specification for how it should work, and then we'll iterate on that, and then I want you to write the code. And I batched that in a day. Like it would have taken
It,
me probably like at least a week to figure it all out because it's quite, working out how to scale multiple elements in such a way that they stay on the grid, because that was the whole thing with Loopy Pro. Like it's not free, it's on a grid.
right.
That's quite challenging to do, and it's just it was more than I was up for. But I was able to bash it out in a day. I think it took me 2 days to iron out the kinks. But yeah, with GPT, I just
Wow.
couldn't have done it
S-
otherwise. So I
So
love it for that.
ChatGPT wrote a code and then you're kind of
Yeah,
editing it back and forth. So you do have
that's
a
right.
team.
Yeah, that's right. I do. Artificial team. Yeah, and
Right.
and GPT is great because it integrates with Xcode, so it can look at the code that you've got open on your screen, and
Wow.
it can make
Okay.
changes. You don't have to copy and paste. Like it'll make changes straight to it. So it's really
Crazy.
fast, and I mean, yeah, it's not perfect. You have to kind of understand that it has limitations. It makes bizarre mistakes. Um, I'm
I
sure
just had,
everyone's familiar with that.
yeah, it was just telling me, I was like, when should I don't remember what I asked about some date. And it was like, you should do it Friday, August 1st. And I was like, what? What year is Friday, August 1st? Like, in what? Friday is not August 1st on my calendar. What's happening here?
Yeah,
Or something
yeah.
like that.
It's very strange. Like we think, as humans, we try to map, like we anthropomorphize stuff that seems like it's thinking, and the mistakes it made are like, oh, a human would never make that mistake. So it makes it really difficult
Right.
to work with a lot of the time.
Mm.
But as you get more used to it and understand its limitations, you can be more effective. And you know that, for example, you don't just ask it to do something, you ask it to plan out how to do that thing first. Then you get it to follow those instructions. So there are tricks to make it work better. And
Huh.
yeah, and for me, it's unbelievable because like the scaling thing, like I can do things now, which I probably wouldn't even attempt because it was just, I have this much time to spend. Is it better to spend that time on this one thing or these 10 things? And I'll do the 10
Right.
things. And so lots of things will get
Right.
lost, but now I can do them. So it's so good.
Wow.
And that just, it makes me a lot faster. I love that part of GPT. And we're at a point where with very minimal programming knowledge, people can just make all sorts of things. And not just in programming too, but in any field almost. I think
Yeah.
if you have agency, as in, you're able to come up with ideas and act on them and follow through, you don't necessarily have to have all the skills to implement each step of that process now. AI can do it for you or can at least point the way. And so people who are already high agency can now be incredibly high agency.
Right.
So I think that's wonderful. And there's no better time in history for starting new projects because you can do these things so easily now.
You think
That's
I can program an app
yeah,
just using ChatGPT?
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's with no programming knowledge, it's a little tricky because there's this thing called vibe coding, which is becoming increasingly popular, where you don't even look at the code that you basically just work with the output. So you say, I want an app that does
Okay.
this, and then you run it, and it's like, well, that doesn't work properly, and then you get it to fix it, and then you run it. You don't look at the code. It's possible to make good things with that, but it's unlikely because it
Right.
does tend to make really stupid mistakes. And it,
Right. Do
yeah,
you
so having a bit of,
foresee, if you have to guess the future, do you think in like a year or 5 years that will work?
oh, yeah, probably next year, if not sooner. Yeah. And the rate of change of this stuff is um, fabulous and terrifying at the same time. Like it's
Yeah,
just,
like is there any part of you that's scared of that? Like that
yeah,
people like
yeah.
that haven't studied coding are just gonna take over your jobs, or
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no,
know. Any
I think
other
that's great.
fear of
The more people are able to make cool stuff, the better. That's great.
Okay.
That's a fantastic outcome if that happens. Um, yeah, what I'm scared, I mean, yeah, I feel like we haven't figured out the economics yet because so the good part is that you can be really high agency if you're high agency. Um, but the bad part is there's so many things which, you know, I mean, I personally am not in a position to hire another developer. Maybe I will be at some point. But with GPT, I feel less like I need to. So,
Mm.
you can make the argument that has just cost someone, it won't yet, but maybe in like 5 years when Loopy is making $1 trillion and I can actually afford a team, I might not feel like I need to. And that
Wow,
is
that's true.
really
Yeah.
scary. And of course, where is that money going? It's going to the big tech companies. And I suppose staying
Mm.
in my pocket, which, maybe I'll be a tech giant by then, who knows? But yeah, like we're at this point where on on an individual level, for some of us, it's really great. It's this incredible maximizer of our abilities. But on a societal level, like we're not prepared. And it could be like it's one of those inflection points, and it could
Mhm.
be the beginning of a utopia. Like it will solve all our problems, it will figure out how to fix climate change, it will fix politics, which is kind of the root of all of the problems. And,
Right.
it could solve everything, but it will also in the process destroy a whole bunch of stuff. And our economic
Mm.
system isn't ready to deal with, the concentration of wealth
Wow, that's so
and stuff.
interesting.
It's really scary. And what it's doing for music, like um, Ben was saying, we were chatting the other day about dub effects, about um, Spotify. And now if you search for dub effects on Spotify, you'll get some of his stuff, but you'll also get a bunch of AI generated music, apparently. When you search for his name specifically, I haven't tried it myself. I don't use Spotify,
What?
but like,
And is
I
it the
mean,
same on Apple Music, or is this a Spotify thing? Like, do
I
we
don't
just have to
know.
quit Spotify?
Maybe. I mean,
Have to
I
quit.
personally hate Spotify. I use Apple Music because they pay their musicians a bit better. I
Yeah.
mean, ideally, I use Bandcamp and I pay the musician directly. But yeah, it's I just yeah, it's so cynical, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the bad side because where it can be used for good, it can also be used for evil. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's aside from like all of the deepfake stuff and the end of truth and yeah, it's AI is scary. It's kind of everything. But
It
for
is
me
scary.
personally, I love using it. Yeah.
And do you see it in any way, AI music being incorporated in Loopy Pro in any way, or
I mean,
I don't
maybe
even know
one day
what that
I'll
looks like, but
yeah, I can imagine it being useful for STEM extraction. I mean,
okay.
that's one use. I don't know if you would. It's not generative AI. That's just STEM extraction, but it uses something a bit like AI to do it. That's where you take a full track and then you take the drums out and you take the vocals out and you take the rhythms.
Yeah.
There are iOS apps that do that already. It's just, and there are libraries that are publicly available that can do it. Not great, but yeah. But in terms of generative stuff, I just, like, what's the point? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
agree. I agree. But I was curious to ask.
Yeah, I mean, writing code, great. But for creative endeavors, I guess I haven't thought about it that much. Maybe there's a compelling argument, but I can't think of one.